at Full of Purpose and Heart, and I've got another weekly video for you. I had originally planned that these homeschool life videos were going to be every other week, but when I feel like I got something to say, then I'm just gonna post a video. So this is week 4. So for those of you who are following along in our homeschool journey, I have an update for you. Last week I got on and I was really overwhelmed and flustered with how our English curriculum was going. I want to give a shout out and a thanks to those of you that were a really good support for me, giving me recommendations and just kind of not commiserating with me, but more of just like encouraging me, like, it's okay, you're gonna get through this, and it's not an abnormal feeling. So thank you to those of you who gave me a bit of encouragement. We have kind of shifted gears a little bit, so I wanna talk to you guys about that, along with some of our other curriculum, how things are going, and what I think about it, okay? So I have my little pile of things here. I try to go through. I'm going to mention really quickly because I've had a comment or two about this. This is our weekly checklist. I started doing a checklist with my son when we did preschool, probably, maybe kindergarten. I think I started this last year and he really was too young for it. So we've started it again this year and it's working really great. I actually check the boxes more than he does, but I'm hoping that we'll kind of get into a habit. I am very much a check box person, so this might be more of a personality thing than it is anything else, but I'm gonna try and train my son to at least mark off or have a list of things to do. I don't know. We'll see how it kind of pans out. But what I wanted to mention was that this is actually a modified checklist that can be found from Megan Phillips on her website. She has a free downloadable that you can get on her website that is similar to this. I believe it might be in black and white, but I'm not positive about that. But you can fill in your subjects on the side, so it is editable. Mine, again, is modified. I used hers as an example, and then I made my own. So that's why mine is color-coded and all that kind of jazzy stuff. So you won't find this exact example, but I did get it from her. Check the description box below. I want to give her credit for that because that's where it came from, okay? I'm going to talk really briefly about our our spelling, which we do at the beginning of our morning. So this is the spelling curriculum I purchased from Teachers Pay Teachers. I did a little look through video on it. I decided to go with this instead of All About Spelling. I was really looking into All About Spelling, but I decided to go with this because the activities were more active, I guess. I don't know how to say that word. Instead of just dictation, I felt like All About Spelling was a lot of dictation. Am I saying that right? I think that's the curriculum I'm trying to think of. Okay, so I was totally wrong. It's not All About Spelling. It's the curriculum called Spell UC. So, sorry for that huge error in saying the wrong curriculum. Anyway, I was looking at Spell UC. I decided to go with this. I am loving it. It's really awesome. And my son is really liking it too. So this week we got to paint our spelling words. He had a word search and he did this magic words thing that he loved where he writes the word in white crayon and then used a marker to like show the words. So anyway, it worked really good. So that's 2 weeks of spelling down. We got 2 to go, and plus they're these cute little books. I said when I reviewed it, I wasn't sure if I was going to keep making these books because they are kind of labor intensive, but I've made August and September. Chances are I'll probably make October because they're just so darn cute. And it works really good, okay? We're also doing Explode the Code Level 2. I'm gonna give that 2 thumbs up. It's working really great. That 15 minutes of time block for our school day is just really great. My son can do it completely independent. I can work with my other students and stuff, so it's working out great. So that's really wonderful. Let me touch on our math and English. So as I said in my last video, math is fine. I don't have anything to say about that. My son is, unfortunately, we're not going to sign him up to be the next mathematician. It's going to be a struggle from here on out, I fear. We've got a lot of the simple stuff down. That's really easy to do, but when it comes to actual math facts, my son is extremely resistant and doesn't want anything to do with them. So starting next week, we're gonna pick up flashcards. I've actually made flashcards just with index cards with the ones and the twos family, because we are still on the ones and twos family. Can't get out of that zone, but I'm not in a rush. I'm just like, whatever, we're gonna just do it. Speaking of not in a rush, I've also kind of come to grips with or decided that I can't necessarily time my son, because like, for example, today I just kind of was like, all right, do whatever, like just do whatever pace you want to do it at, and when you're done, you're done. It took him 45 minutes to do his English lesson, which should not have been that difficult, but I just didn't push him. I just was like, okay. And in not pushing him, he actually wrote all of the words that he had to write, and he wasn't trying to just say, Mom, can I circle it instead, or can I skip these ones, or whatever. So that worked out. Anyway, so that's math. English, we're still with Horizons. I would be lying if I didn't say that I'm contemplating other options, but I haven't given up hope yet. What I have done is thrown my master plan out the window for that subject. For my other subjects, I'm still using it, but for English, I am not trying to push through. In fact, this last week, we spent 2 days per lesson. We have a 4-day school week, which means we finished 2 lessons this week. And I thought it was gonna be a lot harder for me, for my teacher self to come to grips with that, but I've just kind of written off the notion that there's 160 lessons that we have to finish by the end of the school year, and instead I'm just like, look, we're gonna learn this as we go along. And I need teaching material. I need to know what to teach. This curriculum gives me what I should be teaching my student. So from there, I'm just kind of building the lessons upon each other. It'll be a little bit different when the preschool kids start. I'm not sure how that'll work out, but I have in my mind an idea of what our schedule will look like. I think we're just gonna bump everything up 1 hour. So we will start our school time at 8, and the preschool kids will come at 9, where my son will be able to do his work independently. So don't quote me on that. Life is ever changing, but we'll see how that works out. Okay, reading. We are doing a little reading program. Check that. I think it's under more curriculum choices. I'll stick it in the corner box. I think it's this corner. Anyway, and it's working out really good. My son reads a short story on the first day, and then he has activities on the following days. And it's working out really great. I like it a lot because it's not just reading comprehension, but it's more story elements and extended thinking, stretching your understanding. So that's a really great product. So I'm gonna, again, it's in the more curriculum choices video, and I'll also put it in the description box below for you. In addition to reading, we're doing the Huckleberry Finn. We are breezing through this book. It's a really great read. My son really enjoys it. We're also doing the LAP book, which is by Confessions of a Homeschooler. Again, it's going great. I don't have anything really to say about it. I mentioned last time that some of her questions were not my favorite, and I rewrote them, but that was really just for 2 chapters. Since then, I've kind of I think that they've been good questions, and so I haven't had to change anything since then. So that's been a really good unit. I mentioned briefly that we're actually going to start reading Over the Hills to Nugget. This is from the Good and the Beautiful library, and it's a really great read. I really liked it, and I liked it so much I made a lap book for it. So some of you guys have already snagged this in my shop, but it's going to be, I'm super excited to do it. So let me show you really quick the inside here. I made all kinds of fun little books and stuff. So anyway, I'm a huge lap book fan. I'm gonna go ahead and do a video here in the near future about lap books, how to make lap books, why I like lap books so much, because they are really kind of a fun part of my homeschool life, and I just want to share that with those of you who are new to lap books, have never heard of them before, or do not use them for whatever reasons you have. So anyway, that'll be coming up. Let's see, do I have anything else that I need to chat about? Yes, science. Okay, so we are doing the Good and the Beautiful Space Science. This is my first time using any of the Good and the Beautiful products. I don't use anything else through their line. And this is my space science journal. Through the curriculum, they recommend that you have a space science journal. So this is what I made for my son. Many of you guys have downloaded this from my shop, and I am complimented by that and very pleased and proud of that compliment. Anyway, so thank you for that. If you haven't downloaded it, go ahead down to my website. It is fullpurposeandheart.com, and you can download my my space science journal. Okay. Here's where I am at. We've done lesson 1 and lesson 2 now. And guys, I'm not super impressed. I got this curriculum and was like overjoyed. I could not start soon enough because all the rage has been on YouTube about the Good and the Beautiful. I'm sure that you've heard about the rage. And lots of people like it. So kudos to them. For me, it's just not my teaching style, I guess. And I don't know. So curriculum-wise, I'm not necessarily using a lot of the curriculum. Idea-wise, I am using her ideas for a lot of flow. So we started with the solar system, and then we talked about stars because she started with the solar system and then she talked about stars. But I'm not necessarily using this manual and reading the text where it says to read the text, using the manipulatives when it says to use the manipulatives. I haven't been super impressed by it. Today, or this week rather, we studied stars. So my son did his Mauna Kea thing. I know every time I hold up stuff, it like changes the color on my face. So I'm sorry about that. But anyway, I guess the product is more important than my face. Anyway, so that's what I have to say. The video was really good. Mauna Kea, like that recommendation to look at the video from Mauna Kea came from the curriculum. So it's not a total waste. I am getting some value out of it. But it's just not my teaching style. My teaching style is just a little different. And I mentioned that a little bit in the last video. But I just wasn't overjoyed with it. I don't know, we're gonna work through this and see what happens. I have plans to do her another unit from the Good and the Beautiful for our second semester, but we'll kind of see how space science works out. I'm hopeful that when we start the planet study and actually learning about the planets, that we'll get some good information and context, and it'll be like good lesson material from that. So anyway, I think that that's pretty much covers how our homeschool life is going right now. Positive words, positive reinforcement, right? So I read a quote. It was from my sister-in-law, and she said that the body feels what the mind thinks. So I pass it on to all of you. Stay positive, because your body will feel what it is your mind is thinking. And as a homeschool mom, it's really easy to be filling our minds with words like, this is hard, this isn't working, they're not getting it, everything's chaotic, I'm overwhelmed, I'm underpaid, you know, all of those feelings. And your body will feel that. Then you don't want to get out of bed on time, or you're always feeling tired, or you want to, you know, turn to food that's less healthy for you because you're feeling like emotional eating. Am I the only one that's an emotional eater out there? Anyway, so I passed those words on to you that I heard, and they were just really encouraging for me. Is your body feels what your mind thinks. So stay positive. All right. Happy homeschooling, everybody. Our week over here is going good, and we will catch you in our next video. Bye.